everybody, in this video you'll learn about comments in Python. So the agenda of my video will be understanding about the importance of comments and different types of comments. There are single line comments and multi-line comments. So let's get started. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to open up a file in PyCharm. So here I've opened up a file in PyCharm. So first, you should understand about what is a comment. Comments are basically a description for code that makes developers understand your code better. And also, comments are totally ignored by the Python interpreter. Now let's talk about some advantages of comments. By using comments, we make our code more understandable and readable. Also, when we use comments, we can remember about why we have written a certain block of code, right? Maybe you can forget, so that's why you can use comments. That is an advantage. And also, if required, you can just test a part of the code by commenting out what you don't want to test. Okay, by commenting out some other lines of code, and you can get back to what you were working on. Now let's do some practical stuff. So here, what I'm simply going to do is I'll have a print statement. Very simple. And I'll print out like hello world. Hello world. And now, over here, if I just plainly say, okay, print hello world. It's not gonna work because this this text over here is not a comment, okay? How can you fix this? So you can just put a hashtag over here. So now we had an error, it's gone. So this will be totally skipped by the Python interpreter, okay? So this is also in another color, it's not like this. So this is a comment, okay? Now we can just cut this from here and paste it over here, right next to this print statement, and you can just say print hello world, right? It's the same. So now let's discuss about some advantages of comments. So like I said, if you want, you can just comment this line of code that you don't want to test, and it'll be skipped by Python, the Python interpreter. And then you can just work on some other block of code that you want to work on actually. So you can just say print my is obvious, something like that. So this is just for an example. If you have lots of code and you want to test that, you can also do that. So now what we learned about is single line comments. Means they can only be inside of a single line, right? As you can see, this thing is only inside of one line, okay? What if you want to extend this to many lines, okay? Then, so for demonstrating that, let me just remove this hashtag, remove that. And what I'm simply going to do is I'm just going to shift this print hello world right here to the top. So now we have two lines, right? We can just put 3 quotation marks. And as you can see, now this is a multi-line comment. And you have to close that up, okay, there. So now this is a multi-line comment, okay? This is just 2 lines, just for your understanding, but if you have many lines in your program, instead of going and doing a hashtag on each line, you can just do this. Do this starting 3 quotation marks and do this ending 3 quotation. You can also minimize that and maximize that. And again, if you remember the definition of what I said about comments, they're ignored by the Python interpreter. So everything inside of these quotation marks, 3 of them is ignored. So all of this is ignored by the Python interpreter, right? A quick point here, because Python supports comments, it doesn't mean that you use comments everywhere, okay? And you should try that you don't have many redundant comments. Okay, you should remove all of them. And instead, what a good programmer will do is he or she will write code that explains itself. Means you name the functions, the variables, and all of that stuff well, then it can be understood by people easily. But if you have some very complex stuff to be done and explained, then you can just use comments in that case. Okay? And you should also try to make your comments as short as possible. Okay? Don't make it like so long. Okay? That's a bad practice. Make it as short as possible. And with that, I hope you've understood about comments in Python. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys soon.